Hey, mic check. Hi. Just let me know if I'm audible enough. And welcome everyone to this stream. It's gonna be a great one. As always, I would like to know where you tuned in from. Where you tuned in from this evening or morning, wherever you are. I know we are international. So wherever place you are, let me know where you from in the comments. Nice. Thanks, Nick. Nick, where are you tuning this from? Nice, Bob from Wangige. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, nice, Nairobi. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this session on another workshop. We started off this series where we just get some industry experts to take us through some stuff that you want to learn. We're calling it the Blackboard Workshop series. So on this series, we have Japheth coming in to take us through Vim. But he sent his small apology. He will be a little bit late, but he told me to help you on something to get you started, and then once he's here, he can continue from according to what he had planned to cover. So for me, I just wanted to kick off with helping you folks if you have not and have not set up Vim, just to help you, like we do set up together. So this is a workshop. We prefer that you don't just listen in, you actually work. So it'd be nice to have two screens. You have one screen where you're watching this, and then you have the other screen where you're doing your stuff as you follow, because it'll be nice to interact, ask questions. So I'll be acting as a TA, a teaching assistant for Japheth. I'll be on the chat to just see if you have any questions. I'll be able to uh, take it up to him quickly, and so that you can be unblocked immediately as you go, as opposed to maybe asking later on. So feel free to ask questions. At some point, we can bring some of you guys on the chat on the stage. If you like to come on stage, just let me know. You can email me if you'd like to join the stage. Email me on stage at board.black. Yeah. So let me know. Yeah, if you like to join the stage anytime, once in a while, if you don't want, if you want just to speak and ask the question or explain something, yeah, that also is welcome. So this is a free session. It's not like not scripted, nothing. We're just kicking back and learning together. That's what we do. So welcome everyone. I see so many people on the stream. I see Nick joining in from Nairobi. I see George Komen from Gong. Good stuff. Gilbert, long time, man. We need to catch up again. It's been time is flying. Good to see you, Gilbert. Welcome. Yeah, and everyone else, just drop in a comment. Let me know where you're listening from, and I hope it's gonna be great. So I'm going to share my screen. We just, as I said, this is a workshop. I don't want to do the usual intro and the begging of resubscribe and all that kind of stuff. So if you like this content that we give, please head over to YouTube and you can subscribe to our channel. But that's just an option. It's not like a must. Okay. So let's enjoy this. So I will. As I said, if you just joined and you didn't hear, my Japheth will be a little bit late. He told me 30 minutes late, so he'll giving him like 20 minutes. He'll be here. Once he's here, I'll just bring him on stage and he can carry on. But for now, I will just like kick off on setting up Vim, and then we can continue from there. Okay. Maybe if more time allows, I can just show you the little Vim I know. But Japheth will be able to take us through from what we are calling from zero to hero. So this is going to be a 4-part series. Every Thursday, up to the 4th Thursday. So that's going to be up to around December. So, sorry, November, I mean, the 3rd week of November. So I'm looking forward to this. So if you, I would like you to stick around for all the 4 sessions, but also this will be recorded and you can be able to catch up on them. All right. So I will, I'll just share my screen right now. Let me see. Just fix this display. All right. Yep. So I think you can see my screen. If you're curious what I usually play here, it's something called a ASCII aquarium. It's a if you look for it, that's what I usually play before the stream starts. Anyways, so as I said, go to Neovim. So that's where you want to start at. So we're going to use Neovim. That's what Japheth had recommended. But I'll let him to do all the talking and why actually Vim is important. I won't do any spoiler alerts. Okay, so I will just do the basic my humble duty of just taking you through setup, and then Japheth will come and explain to you everything about why Vim is awesome, and why he likes using it. Myself, I use it a little bit, but I use VS Code for most of my work, but I have Vim bindings on VS Code, so I'm not really a heavy hitter on Vim, so I just use the Vim if you know what you call for borrowing water in Kiswahili, okay? So if so luckily enough on this machine I didn't set up I have Vim but I haven't set up Neovim, so that's good stuff. So we can be able to do this together. So if you are ready there, just follow the setup instructions there for Neovim. Okay, let me just pick this call from Japheth. He's telling me something right here. Just give me a minute. I'll be back in a second. Yeah, actually, he's just joining in a minute, so that's good. So as I said, go to Neovim. I don't have Neovim here, Nvim. It's not there. I just have Vim, so that's good. As I said, I know at least to exit from Vim. That's good. Sometimes really you can get stuck inside the editor. So, Jeff is going to explain all that. So let's set up. Let me see if I'm running on Mac. So let me see. Install now. What do we have for Mac? Do you have anything on ARM? So if you're an M1 chip, that is ARM. What is the process? All right, pre-build archives. So get this for get that. And then you just move it. Okay, that's nice. So it's just as good as unzipping and then just move the stuff. So let's go and see if so let me just do this. So I'm going to extract this. So let me extract from this because I don't want you folks to see some of my stuff here. So let me just extract from here. Let me move this to I can actually move it to this. I can copy whatever I've downloaded. I saw it in download somewhere here. Download. So I copied Nvim macOS that. Okay, so downloads. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Copy this. Downloads Nvim macOS that to here. Okay, so that I have it here now. I can do the extraction. So they just want you to extract and move it to. Okay, let's extract it first. So let's say tar. Okay, so everything is here in Nvim macOS, right? And so my Nvim is right here in bin Nvim, and I have to. Sorry, I'm lessing it. Nvim cannot be able because I cannot check malicious. Okay. Do I need to? I think it's already executable, right? Okay, let's see if there's any instructions on. Oh, there's also on some stuff on brew already. Okay, let me just use the brew one. Clear brew, install nvim. So that I think this one is not signed and all that kind of stuff. So I need to unlock some of just maybe relax the rules a little bit. But for now, let's just take the one from homebrew. So but if you're by the way, also Nvim is also available for Windows, by the way. Surprise, actually you can do Vim on Windows very well. So just check out for Windows also there's stuff on Winget, Chocolatey, and Scoop. So yeah, and of course Linux is Linux. Oh, so Gilbert just tells me it looks like I downloaded the wrong one. Oh, okay. That could be true because let's see. No, but it's ARM. Which one? What are they calling? Could it give me the link for the right one that installs from sources other than Brew? Gilbo, if you can send me that, let me see. But at least Brew has worked. But the first from sources is usually much better because you can control your versions and all that. So I took the ARM because I'm on M1 chip, so that's ARM based kind of processor. Oh, the spelling. Let's see. This is executable. Yeah, I'm doing Brew install Nvim, so it's installing so many other stuff. I think that I had not updated. So that's Brew for you. Yeah, so many unnecessary stuff. So let's see. Oh, Neovim. Oh, that's okay. I see what you mean. Neovim, not Nvim. Okay. So Nvim was some other stuff. Okay. Okay. That's what I'm wondering. Like, where is PHP coming from? So there's someone already using Nvim on Brew. So what could that be? Anyway, let's see. I think I have to wait for the other, or do I just kill this? Okay, it's over. Okay, now they say it's installed. Let's see, Neovim or Nvim. Yeah, now we go. There we go. So Nzokazi is here. Japheth, let me just bring him on stage. Nice. So Japheth, I was just helping guys set up, but I would like to just roll it back to you. So whatever we've just done, because I think you've just found us when we just started. So just assume we didn't do anything. So, so I'd like to welcome Japheth. So those who haven't met Japheth, he's been on this podcast for, if you'd like to hear his story of how he approaches software engineering, how he came up to his road, his journey to software engineering. You can listen to podcast number, it should be number 6, but I'll find the right number.
I think if you say the most popular one, they'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah. It just goes such like order in terms of the views. The one that comes to top, that's the one. So welcome, Japheth. I call him Mzee wa Kazi. And yeah, take it away from here. I'll just stop sharing. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Yeah, good.
Right. Let me share my screen. Well, first, Mzee, before we start, I would like to first understand where you are in your Vim journey and why you want to get started with Vim.
Oh, myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you came, I was telling guys.
Other people in the comments can.
Oh, even yeah. Okay, good. Everyone by the. Yeah, but by myself, before you came, I was telling folks that the Vim I know is like at least I cannot get stuck inside the Vim editor like the way I used to get stuck way back in the days. And but I love the how Vim like I've seen you like use it a lot. The productivity bit of it. Yeah, the I don't know what you call it. Is it a key travel or whatever that is? So that's my interest with Vim. But uh, and maybe hopefully I can get to just using Neovim through and through without and ditch VS Code somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else in the comment section? Maybe they can contribute to the conversation. But personally, for me, is I get easily distracted. So I've always sort of tried to minimize things to the bare essentials, and I think to me, Vim captures that essence of just the editing experience. Well, with that said, editing is not the programmer's bottleneck. Usually, it is thinking. So, writing in Vim is not going to make you a better programmer. Something else will do that. It's just that for me, I find it really easy to maintain my focus when I'm using Vim than when I'm using any other editor. And I'm not an editor purist, like I say. Like I use VS Code, I use Sublime Text, but for a big chunk of my day, I will be using Vim. I like using Vim. So that out of the way, you can get started. Let me share my screen. Okay. So enter screen. So this is going to show my I'm trying to figure out how to use StreamYard. Okay, let me just share.
Yeah, you can share the entire. It's like almost like the Google Meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's only showing me the StreamYard window. All right, let me just share the entire screen. You guys might see things they shouldn't see.
Some stuff that you will see. Okay, let's see.
Right. Can you see my terminal?
Oh, I need to. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to bring it on stage. Yeah? So that's the reason why it's not here. I've now just added it on stage.
So guys can see my terminal.
Yeah.
All right. I can't see anything. So in case there is
Go
any
to
question.
the left. Okay.
Sorry?
No, I just moved us to the left and then have your screen. So I'm just seeing a blank screen.
Can you see my terminal?
Yeah, I can see. Maybe make it a little bit bigger font.
Okay, so increase font. That's much better.
Yeah, that's much better. Maybe just twice. Just another zoom twice. Okay, that's
All right.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay then.
So, yeah, I think so. The first things first. Let me SSH into my one of my machines without. Oh, it's not really a machine. It's a Raspberry Pi.
Oh, nice.
If that works, all right, we're in. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to nuke my configs for this, so I just use a machine. And so if I do nvim, this should already have nvim installed. Yeah. So you see, I have vim installed. And if you want to quit, it's :q. Quit, you quit config. You quit your vim. So this talk is essentially how to set up Vim in a way that it enables you to use it day to day, like for it to be essentially your daily drive, as we call it. So the first thing is we're going to configure Vim, or nvim in this case. When I say nvim and vim, I mean the same thing, but we'll use nvim. The words means the same thing to me at this point. So, Prof, do you have any question? Like, if you have any question, feel free to interrupt me, because I can't see anything. I just see my terminal.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I'll be looking at what I'll do, I'll be looking at the charts. If there's any question, I'll bring it up to your attention. And also myself, I'm following you just like any other student, so I'll be able to ask any questions.
Good.
Okay.
Right. So the first we're going to have we're going to configure Vim itself to make it easy to edit text, and then we're going to add a plugin manager, and then add at least one plugin for this talk. Maybe more plugins after that. So essentially, most of what you'll be doing in Vim is just adding an extension or a plugin, and then giving it's like you see in the Matrix, guys were sort of uploading new capabilities to themselves. It's the same thing with Vim. You use extensions or plugins to enable new capabilities. So for Vim, the config lives in .config. So ls .config. Yes. So if I do cd, this should be in your root path. .config and Vim. Yeah. So this is where all the configuration go in Linux or Mac. For Windows, I think it must be somewhere else. Now, if you want to open a file with Vim, you can do Vim and then the name of the file. init.lua is the entry point. Like you see the way programs usually have a main or an index.js, for example, or a main.c, main.go. init.lua now is the entry point for your configuration. Again, and Vim uses Lua. Well, the initial before NVim there was Vim, which used Vimrc, which is a custom DSL for configuring Vim. But then with NVim, they support Lua, which has become the standard now. Fun fact: my configuration was in Vimrc for the longest time, but then when Nanda asked me to do this talk, I decided I might as well move it to Lua so that guys are not as outdated as I was.
A quick one. Yeah. I installed my Vim with Brew installer.
Yeah.
I don't think Brew adds the config nvim, so I can just create an empty directory nvim.
Yeah, sorry. This is because I created these directories earlier.
Oh, okay.
So config and Vim. That is the path for nvim configurations. Right. So let me do away with this first. Lua file. Right. That's it. Right, so this is an empty config. There is nothing here. So now what we're going to do is obviously configure Vim. So one of the things, well, how you edit text in Vim is you press I, you get into an insert mode. There is a number of modes in Vim. There is insert mode, visual mode, and normal mode. Insert mode is the mode that you actually write text. Normal mode is the default mode, which sort of allows you to just browse around the text. And then visual mode allows you to select text. Then you can copy and paste. And I'm not sure if it is a mod, but there is also commands, which allows you to run commands from Vim itself. So command mode starts with colon and then the name of the command. Like if I can do, I think I can do, this allows me to run bash commands or bash programs. Yeah, simply allows you to list files. so on and so forth. So for the first configuration, we can do like vim.command and then specify. So this in what this does essentially, anything. Okay, so in Lua, the double braces is a literal string. Like you see, like a JavaScript literal string as back quotes, and then you can make it as long as you want, or make it have anything that you want. It's the same case. So this is sort of an escape hatch in Vim. The literal string allows you to write VMRC programs inside the Lua program. Does that make sense? It sort of allows you to embed VMRC program inside the Lua program, because this is a Lua program. It's a Lua file. So you can do set number, which sort of tells it, okay, you can show line numbers, which it's already doing, because I think I was already running this thing. So did I save that file? Gosh, I forgot to save. So vim get command, and then let's say set number. So that should work. I want to save it. Oh, that's not name. Edit. Oh yeah. So set number. Yes. So essentially, what this does, okay, it says show line numbers, which it is already doing here. But one thing you notice that is every time I wanted to, like every time I edit something, and I want to go back, like if I want to leave the normal mode, the insert mode, and go to normal mode, I have to press escape, which is quite inconvenient because escape tends to be on the top left part of the keyboard. And normally, when I'm typing, my fingers are on the home row, which is the row with the HJKL keys. So one thing I want to do now is I want to improve that experience. I want to make it easy for me to go from insert mode to normal, because that is a very common operation, right? So I want to make it very convenient. And one thing I can do is I can configure Vim such that instead of clicking on escape to get to normal mode, I can if I double click the J key, then it will take me from the insert mode to the normal mode.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do now. So what I'm going to do is say vim dot keymap dot set, and then say n. So this I'm setting a keymap, sort of like a shortcut, you'll say. And then, the command is I take the command here, and this will be the actual shortcut, and then the actual command that shortcut executes, and then so is just like a extra config. I say no remap is true. No remap stands for no recursive mappings. Otherwise, like the map will the shortcuts. If a shortcut calls another shortcut, it sort of you can get into a it can recurse. Yeah. Right. So
and quick one. What is the N here? The N in quotes.
N is normal mode. So N is the mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually, since I want this command to run in insert mode, I will change this to I. So that is in insert mode. And then when I press JJ, I want JJ. Then it should do what? It should issue the escape command. So whenever I'm setting up Vim, this is usually the first thing that I do.
Okay.
So because it makes my editing quite convenient. So if I do Lua file, I think this should load this command. So if I do insert J, yeah, it's already working. You can see if I'm in insert mode and I say press J and then the second J, the mode changes to normal mode.
Oh, so quick one. How did you reload? It picks the new.
So if you look at my screen on my bottom left, I do Lua file and then the percent sign. This sort of tells Vim to load this config.
Oh, that's config. And so if I had opened another editor, I can say Lua file, but give it the path to that, the init. So that's $sign/.config/nvim/init.lua, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Right. So this is the first thing. Like this is always like the quality of life improvement here is quite significant. Right. And then the other basic things that I usually do is right. So first thing is we're going to map a bunch of keys, right? So what I usually do is I just have like a util file that makes it easy for me to having helper function so that I don't have to type this every time and all the time. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to create my helper file. I'm going to ignore that other file. I want to quit. All right. So the other thing is all your config in Lua files should be under the Lua directory. Should be in nvim Lua. So that is nvim Lua. So I can cd into Lua, and then I can create a file, say nvim util.lua. So this will contain my helper functions. So my helper functions are going to help me. Are going to make it easy for me to do the mappings or create the mappings. So I'm going to have a function map that takes mod shortcut command. Did I save this? Did I save this file name? Oh, yeah, I did. And so what it does is that's what I showed earlier. So this is vim.keymap. Let's set takes the mod, shortcut, and the command, and then say remap, not remap, set that to true. Then so now it is already easier for me to move around modes because I just press double J and I will click the J key and I'm in normal mode. The other thing I'll do is I will make it easier for me to write first, because now for me to write I have to press :W to write something. But in a short while I'm going to change that and make it even more easy for me to do that. Right.
So now Gilbert was just clarifying something that you mean in insert mode you want to insert JJ obviously, right? That once you've done that mapping, right?
Yeah, so if I do J, I will have to wait for a minute before I press another J before jumping to normal mode. But if I press them in a quick succession, then it jumps me out of inside mode into normal mode without actually writing the J's in the editor.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Also, it's good. It's interesting that you picked a letter that rarely occurs in any language, double J, right? Because double N will have. Okay, interesting. I didn't even think about that.
And also J is like in the one of the keys that is my finger is always on. Sorry, like I touch type. So J is one of the keys with the grooves. So usually it's my index finger is always on a J. So it is even more easier for me to do that. So I'm going to create another function for mapping in normal mode. So this is nmap. This takes this will just take the shortcut. It doesn't need the mode anymore. So this will take the shortcut and the command. And see, it's already easier for me to do that. And then now this calls map, and then it passes the mode as n, normal mode, and then the shortcut, just pass the shortcut and command as is. And then other types of mappings will be the insert mode mappings. So this will be IMAP. The same thing. Actually, I can just I should be going to bed. So I can just copy paste this.
Oh, wait. Don't go to copy pasting first. Let's no, assume we just. I only know I insert mode and edit and no.
Oh, right. So copy paste you can do. Oh, you're following through what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So if you press the V key, you see the mode into visual down there.
So I get to so I press V, I get to visual.
Yeah, and then you press.
But I need to escape first, right? Of course, go to normal and come in visual.
And then you press K to go up to copy the whole function.
So I'm going up, good.
And then you press Y to yank or copy.
To yank, okay, good. And then pasting is P, right?
Yeah. So and then P pastes it. So
okay.
Change this. So if I want to change this letter, I just press R. While in normal mode, if I press R and then I press I, it allows me to replace it to another character. So if you press R and then the character that you want, it changes to that.
Okay. So but at some point, are we going to go over like like all the Vim basics, right?
Yes. First, you have to configure. You have to set the environment correctly.
But now it's the egg and chick kind of situation. So you still have to know a bit of the Vim.
Yeah. Okay, and also, like, what you actually need is like 20% of all the Vim config, like key mapping shortcuts. So you just need very little. But we will go over those. But first, you have to like set up the environment for you to be able to, so that it's easy for you to use in the first place. So I'm going to change this to insert mode as well. So now I have my two helper functions that allow me to work to sort of to make it. I don't have to type this vim.keymap.set anymore. So what I'll do is I'll exit and then
before go the Lua. How do you do comments in Lua?
It's a double hyphen. Double
okay.
Yeah.
Almost like okay, good.
So I thought I had something here. Clear. All right, so I'm going to go back. So if I go back to nvim init.lua, instead of doing this now, what I can do is I can do first. I can require that I can sort of import the file, which in Lua is done through requiring it. So what I can do is import the file. So I'll just simply do require util.lua. So it's like an import, and then with that done, I can now do the nmap. I can do the same thing. J, and then say this maps to escape. Right. So that that's
well, no, this was the IMAP. You said you wanted it to be the IMAP.
This should be in IMAP. Yeah, you're right.
IMAP, right? Okay, good. So basically, I had the other. So what I had the other vim vim.keymap.set. So I'll just replace that with the helper function, right?
Yeah.
Quick question. Now we're getting to Lua while here, but when you say util.lua, it's of course the same directory. But is it okay also to say dot slash?
Util.lua is in the Lua directory. Is in the Lua directory. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it also correct to do dot slash?
Sorry?
Mm-hmm. Can you still do dot slash before the util?
Dot slash, like a relative path.
Yeah, is it okay, or you have to provide? Let's say the util was in a different directory. How will you do that path?
Yeah. So I'll simply how Nvim works is it treats the Lua directory as sort of the root of all Lua modules, right?
So matching,
If something was nested, if something was okay, actually I can do this. I can say now, assuming I want to quit. Yeah, so assuming what I actually do is usually I have, say, another directory in Lua called config, right? So this is in the Lua directory, and then I create another directory called config. So and then in the cd Lua config, I can create a file called basic. So basic.lua. So this is my basic config. Basic.lua. So here I can then require util. Require util. Sorry, let's actually just require util. I think. And then I can do, as part of my basic config, I can do imap jj. Oh, my keymap is already working. jj. And then map.to escape. And then what I do now in my init.lua, I simply just import this basic config file, so as to keep my config clean. If I do save, and now if I open init.lua, this will be in init.lua. What I can do now is remove everything and simply just say require config basic. I think this should be. So this is what happens in that case.
I see.
Yeah. And I think I don't need the parentheses, or they're not compulsory. I can just do require. So like even with this done now, even if I quit my editor, you'll see that my config is still working. Oh, actually, there's an error there. Let me fix that. Quit. Quit. And Vim. This is basic is here. So in Vim basic. Yeah, I forgot the other thing. So even if I quit this editor, you see that my config is still working. But what happened, if you look at my init.lua, all it has is just requiring the config basic module, essentially. So this is what happens if you have to nest your configs. This is how you put it. You just specify the directory under the Lua directory, under the nvim Lua directory, and then the file that you want to import. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, man. It makes sense. Though I was getting some, I'm getting some. Let me just tell you what the error I'm getting here. But I know that maybe there's something I've messed up. So when I start any mvim session, I get that error. It couldn't find util.lua, not
Right.
found.
So util.lua needs to be you need to go to, in your Lua directory, you have a Lua directory, right?
Oh, no, I just was putting everything under Nvim.
No. So for the Lua config, it needs to be under the Lua directory.
Or Lua directory.
Yeah.
But the init
the init.lua will be under Nvim.
Nvim. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good. Thank you for that clarification. So I can move that. Move Lua to. Okay, carry on. I think I can move that then. Thanks.
Yeah. So now, if I want to edit the basic.lua file, like if you look at my editor in the top bottom left, you'll see that I'm putting the edit command and then path to the file that I want to edit, right? In this case, I want to edit Lua basic. Now, currently I'm working from the Nvim directory. This is like where I'm currently working from, the Nvim directory. So I'll go there. And if I want to edit the basic config again, I can just do Lua Lua config basic.lua. So now this brings up the file that I want to edit. So in this case, now I want to make it easy for me to save files. So I'm going to add another shortcut. First, I need to specify a leader key. A leader key is sort of like a modifier. It modifies the command that you want to run. So vim.g.map leader, and I usually use the comma as my leader key because it's very convenient for me to. Again, you should always configure Vim to be very convenient. The rule of thumb is Vim configs shouldn't look the same because you all have different needs, right? So you should always configure Vim to work for you. It's your Vim, you own it. You should make it work for you. So, and now I'm going to map. This is a normal mode map. So I'm going to say nmap and then do leader. So whenever I do leader W, I want to write. That means this first should write. So if I do leader write, and then I sort of simulate an enter key to actually do the writing. So what this means is, after I'm done writing, I don't have to do colon W every time. I can just press leader key. Let me see. Does this work? Yes, it's already working. So what this means is I just press comma W to write anything. Let me confirm that it works. Edit Lua. Yeah, you see, my config is working now. Comma W actually writes something. Right, but one thing that you've noticed is that, whenever I want to edit something, I have to know the path to that file, right? This is not convenient. It would be nice if I had a file browser of sorts, like what VS Code usually shows you, say the files in the current directory.
That's true. Oh, okay. But just sorry, take you just back a little bit. Could you just tree for me your Nvim directory, because I think there's something I'm messing up still. Even I moved the Lua, maybe I didn't listen correctly.
All right. So if I do this is so I have.
No, your whole from Nvim. I just want to see the tree. You can just do tree.
The tree.
Yeah, tree dot. Yeah.
Tree.
Oh, you didn't have the tree. Oh, okay, so.
Yeah, I can saw it. It shouldn't take a lot of time.
Okay, good.
Sudo snap install.
Well, I forget that this is your Raspberry Pi. Okay.
This is my laboratory.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that we maybe even this will help the viewers too.
What? This is not working. Can just
Okay, but anyway, so I have you init Lua there, and then inside Lua, what is inside Lua?
You have the config directory and util.lua.
Oh, okay.
And then in the config.lua is where you have the basic.lua file.
Okay, basic.lua. So when you tell init to require basic, it just picks everything inside basic. No, you told it to require config.
I tried to config basic.
Okay, but it knows that everything is inside the Lua directory. Okay.
So yeah, so I say I'm requiring config basic.
Oh, okay. So it starts traversing from Lua directory.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea.
Okay, good. And then show me the other part, the init. No, not the init, but the util.
So that is Lua util.lua.
So util is what we had initially there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, got it. Thanks.
So is your config working?
No, I need to fix it now. Okay, so.
All right. So we've added two shortcuts. One for saving, for writing files, another one for easily jumping from insert mode to normal mode. Right. So I'm going to add a few more configs, sort of to especially help with the tabbing and the line breaks. So this goes into basic.lua. So Lua config basic.lua. So the first thing I want to do is say I want to whenever I press tab, instead of the tab character, I want spaces to be used. Expand tab. True. So this means whenever we press tab, use spaces. And then vim.opt.smart tab. True. I don't remember what that config does, but it's there, so it must be useful. Shift width. So shift width, what shift width does is like there is a command for shifting things around. So I want to say when that command is when I shift things, use two spaces. So I think I have a typo here with yep. And then I do vim.opt.tab stop is equal to true as well. I don't remember what that config is as well. And then we have vim.opt.line break. It's true. So, and then I will say vim.opt.textWidth. I can say text width is 120. So what this means, like if the text is more than 120 characters, insert a line break. And vim.opt.auto-indent. True. So what this means is, like if I'm on a line and I press enter, it uses the indent of the previous line. Vim.opt.smart indent. This means like essentially just use whatever indentation you've detected on this file. And then vim.opt.wrap. True. So what this means is instead of horizontal scroll, just wrap the text. Instead of horizontally scrolling, just wrap the text. So the other basic things that I usually do is like say things that make it easy for me to say if I had to a split like this, and which you often do, especially when you're writing tests. Usually you want your test file and the file header test on the screen at the same time. So the next mappings make it easy for me to move from one panel to another. So let me do that. So these mappings are usually normal mode mappings. So I would say when I press Control J, it's the same as Control. And the other thing, what the other thing that I've done is I've mapped my my control to the tab key, because to the caps lock, because I usually don't use caps lock a lot. So I remapped caps lock to control. So that way I don't have to find where the control key is. I just know it is in caps lock. So now I'm just going to yank and press this. The next key is K. That should do that. The next key is H, and that should do that. And the other key is L, and that should do that. So I've written that file, and if I say reload Vim, I quit and reload Vim again. So we have an error, lower main chunk, error calling end of file, require. Let me edit Lua config basic. Am I missing something? Oh yeah, of course I'm missing the closing parentheses.
Oh, okay. Oh, but is there anything you need to do also to be able to have like maybe parentheses to be closed for you?
Yeah, there is. It's part of this. We'll cover that at some point.
Oh, okay, nice.
Parentheses and quotes. Usually want that to be done automatically.
Nice.
Okay. You did Lua.
We leave something else.
Unexpected symbol.
Line
yeah.
Basic.
Oh yeah. What was I thinking here? This needs to go. The my thing is gone. So yeah, now I should be fine, and then I can do that. So now if I have a split, I can just use my control's not working. Wait, why is that not working? That should have worked. In map control, am I missing something? Control. Okay. Control H. Oh, it's not working. Oh yeah, I think I did miss that. So this should have the things as well. Right, I think that should be fine now. If I do have a split. Yeah, so now I can be able to easily jump through the panels.
Oh, and so when you split, you jump. What do you use to jump? Just
so now if I have say a split here, and I want to jump down, I use Control J. Right, if I want to jump up, Control K. So there's just the same motions that you go. J is down, K is up, H is left, L is right. So now if I think is V split. So L takes me to the right, H to the left. So use this motion, yeah.
I see now ways people love Vim. Basically, you sort of program your editor to your liking.
Exactly.
Nice. That's good. Though I was trying to follow, but you left me at some point. But I was maybe one thing I can appreciate. I know we're running out of time for this part one, but I don't know if if I know it would be too much comments, but just for the folks who are learning, if you could comment, if you drop some comments on some of the stuff that you on the config.
Right.
LBR. So like I go to AI and wondered, like I'm sure this is not artificial intelligence. But I didn't. Okay, but this is nice. So let me see how we are doing on the chat. If there's any, what keyboard are you using, Japheth?
What?
What keyboard?
Well, I'm just using a humble keyboard.
Double keyboard.
I'm using the normal Apple keyboard.
Okay. And Gilbert was asking whether is your Pi running Debian?
Yeah, it's running the Ubuntu server.
Okay. Nick asks, what about opening files, for example, index.js, opening files?
So are you not right? Like you already have a file that you want to open?
Yeah, I think Nick, might you have been answered? Is that the same? The E, right?
You might be referring to the file browser, like you want to something to browse the file to your directory.
Oh.
Which is what I wanted us to add now. Maybe after that we can continue next time.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Let's add it.
You know, I'm free. Like if you want to do if you want to transnight. I don't have any plans for tomorrow. All right. So.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is going to add our first plugin, which would allow us to sort of browse files in the current directory. The sort of de facto plugin manager for Vim now is a plugin manager called Lazy and Vim. So that's what we're going to use, but there is other options. So let me bring up my Lazy and Vim. And then we can set it up.
As you're doing that, just as you do that, a quick one from Bob. Do you use Tmax with Vim?
Yeah, definitely. It's like a power combination.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, this is what they say in this directory, in the config in Vim Lua, config create a lazy.lua file and then paste these things, right? And then you require this in your init.lua. You require this file in init.lua. The other thing in Lua is you can either use dot or the slash operator as a directory delineation, like say in your path essentially. But as we'll stick to slashes. So I'm going to copy that.
As you're doing that, just a quick one.
Sure.
When you use a plugin like what you're taking, and you have your own settings that you've put, like your preferences, which ones take precedence?
It depends with the order with which you are importing them.
The order of import. Okay.
That's what matters.
Okay.
So I'm going to have here in Vim. Sorry. So in the Lua file, in the Lua directory, we have a config directory, right? Remember here the path is in the config directory, add a lazy.lua file, right? So as in ls.lua config, we have basic.lua. So what we're going to do now is add another file called lazy. Touch Lua config. We'll actually just use Vim and Vim Lua config lazy.lua, and then paste things. So this just you'll do this a lot when you're configuring Vim. So we save that file, and then in our init.lua, we want to require lazy.lua now. So what we want to do is require, I think we want to have our basic config first, and then say require config lua.
Yeah, again, this is the place I wanted to ask. Like, so at this point, if lazy has, let's say tab stop for lazy is 4,
yeah,
and ours wanted 2, in that order, does it mean then it will override that?
Yes, that's what it means. I think although the lazy documentation asks you to.
So I think maybe you want maybe lazy to come first, then yours to sort of override, because you might have your own preference on some things.
Yeah, well, I remember reading somewhere that lazy requires you to first have set up your leader key. Well, I think it should work here.
Okay.
I don't think
you can try that, and in case of any.
So if I start in Vim now, it will be a bit different. I think what happened? Error detected in the Lua, no specs found for module plugins. Please enter command to continue. Plugins updates dot continue. What is that? Is it because of the order of importation? You need to clear. Let me see. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe that was the issue that I had. I don't remember. Okay, no specs found for module plugins. It must be a Lua thing then. Let me read that.
Oh, so that okay. Does this require some plugins? What are the requires for this?
Yeah, so usually, I see. I see why. Because here I specified plugins, but I've not specified the thing.
The directory, okay.
So I think I can do create make Lua config plugins. I think that should work. No module specs. I think maybe I need a dummy thing that I can put in that. Yeah, let me sort of get a Vim theme and see if I can use it there.
Okay.
So I want to Vim Lua config plugins, say theme.lua. Then if I return, what will happen if I return just an? So this is sort of like a module in Lua. You return an empty brace thing. It's called so anything under curly brace is called a table, and Lua uses tables for lists, for dictionaries. You can also use them as classes. So it's pretty much as much as a Swiss knife, as close to a Swiss knife as you can get. Let me see if it work. No module spec found for plugins. I wonder why that is still failing. Okay, let me try putting there a theme and then see if my theme will actually get downloaded, because that's what Lua is expecting here.
So they're expecting like a spec 1.load then.
So if I do edit, it's Lua config plugins theme.lua, and then I say return. The theme name will be this is the theme that I use in my setup. So other folks use different themes, and then after that, now I can say config to actually. So this is sort of like the setup, which it allows you to configure the plugin that the plugin usually have options. So this is the setup, where you're actually configuring that plugin. It's the plugin itself. Then I can say age style is our, and then vim.command .color scheme age. So let me see if this works, and then if not, then I'll have to debug why exactly it's not working. Okay, so it's something else. No specs found for module plugins. Did I name that plugins directory?
When they say no specs, do they expect those things like spec 1, spec? What do they mean by that? I saw on that list.
That's an example. It doesn't mean.
Oh, just an example. Okay. Yeah. And how should a spec be written?
Sorry?
How do you write a spec?
So this should be. Oh, I see why it was working, because the plugins, I was placing the directory in the plugins directory in the wrong place. So I need to move it from. I need to move it from Lua config.
Oh, to Lua, just to Lua. Okay.
Yeah, so if I do ls Lua, I should have plugins there, which is fantastic. Because now if I do Vim now, it will install what?
Okay, that's just okay. That's the name. Okay, this is just now.
I expected. Okay, so this is now error.
Line 4.
Lua.
So by the way, also the error I was getting that time when talking about the directories, I was writing require util.lua instead of just saying require util.
Yeah. So if I do nvim, this is one of the things that you get for what? Nothing there. I thought unless I didn't save it, that's why.
Okay.
So if I do
you're still looking for the config one. No, I think you're editing the config one. The config / plugins, the old one.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
Part. Yeah, the old part. Yeah.
So in Vim Lua plugins theme Lua. Okay, so what did I forget? Oh yeah, I forgot a comma and a typo here. So if I do that, yeah, now you see
I can't understand Lua's syntax. What do you? But this is nice. This is nice. Wow. Okay. So that's the Sahen whatever theme, right?
Yeah. No, this is I think this is a different thing. Now I can close this.
The theme you just put it there, but you're not using it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think the lazy specifies the theme that it uses. I think the theme that it is using. Oh yeah, this is the sign theme. But before that, you notice that it changed color, like from some orangish to this color. So it usually specifies its own theme. If I can close that. Now if I can edit it's Lua plugins theme.lua. So this is our installed plugin now. So now I want to edit the lazy.lua file. So that is in config. That is in Lua config. Lazy.lua. And then you see this is where it specifies its theme.
So they're using the Carbomax. Okay.
So in Vim, plugin updates. Yeah. So plugin updates. It lets you know if there is any updates. Although, so I usually turn that update on because it can get quite noisy. Lua config, especially if you have other Vim sessions running already. Lua config lazy.lua. I want to change. So this is sort of where you specify you configure your installation. So what I want to do here is I want to say change detection. Then say notify is faults. Don't notify me. Right. So now it won't bring up that change detection. Does it still work? Because that should have turned it off. Why is it still on? Okay. I'm putting it in the wrong place. So there my spec. Install checker. I don't know, that's not working. Change detection. Unless if I, yeah, it doesn't notify me anymore. Because otherwise every time like I edit something, then it will let me know that was a plugin changed or something, which I don't like. Right. So, Nanda, are you feeling tired or you still have?
No, I'm good. Maybe if I can just grab something, like a cup of tea, and I'll be back here. So, but what do you think? You wanted to also how about the tree? No, the tree now is there, right?
No, that's what I want to add, and then we can discuss if we continue or we stop at that point.
Okay. So let's see. Folks on the chat, you can let me know if you would like us to maybe go. Is it 10 more minutes? Maybe. But if you drop off, you can catch on the recording in the morning when you wake up. That'll be okay. Yeah, I'd rather set up everything so next when we meet next week, just to get into the details of.
Yeah, Prof. Then I think we can just finish up the new tree and then we can take a break after that. Like
Yeah, that sounds good.
Right. So that's the next plugin. The plugin that I really like is called NeoTree. And the reason why I like it is because Vim NeoTree. The reason why I like it is because it lets me know, say, like what file has changed, what file is uncommitted, or what file is not saved. That's the reason why I like it. So we're just going to copy, like I said, you're going to do a lot of copy pasting when setting up Vim. I'm going to copy paste that, and then I'm going to edit config. So now this will be in plugins. And then I'm going to create a NeoTree .lua. So it's going to be our tree now. And then we're going to paste that. So now this will set up the plugin for opening the file explorer. And then I'm going to add a few configs, which I like. So to add config again, you just have a config property. I forgot to add a return. Yes, so config function and.
Oh, so the comma here is what you're talking about, that everything's a table, right? So these are like entries.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Lua uses a table for normal lists for dictionaries, because you'll see it's a sort of a mixture of like a list item.
Yeah, I can see.
Dictionary key value pairs. So yeah. So
that makes it so powerful then. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, that is arguable. Like it can either be very powerful or very confusing.
The expressiveness I like it.
Yeah, tree. Let's set up. So one of the things that I usually like is I like having my file explorer to my right, because all of my text is to the left. So I don't like it shifting every time I'm opening the file explorer. I just want it to always have it at one place. I don't like the feeling of my text sort of moving around. So now here I'm going to say position is right. So this means, okay, press the file explorer on the right.
I should try that.
Yeah.
It's been years of putting it on the left. I should try that and see. But makes sense. That argument makes sense. Like you don't want to keep moving here. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So the other thing I like is the file explorer to actually put the current file that I'm editing in focus. So if whatever file I'm opening, that means I want to simply or quickly find it in the file explorer. Does that make sense? Like say if I'm editing main.c, I want the file explorer to focus on that file in the file tree.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, so say
That's
follow.
okay. I see.
Because you see, usually you jump around, right? Say, for example, there is the go to definition. You're declarating one file, and then you want to jump to the implementation of another file, right? But now, when you open the file explorer, you want to see where that file is in the file tree, in the list of files.
I see.
So that is what this config does. Say, follow current file, enabled true. And then the other thing is I want to see, this is a config for showing hidden files. Like for example, all files that are under gitignore are considered hidden by a NeoTree. So this allows me to sort of toggle on or off. I want to see, like say what file, for example, is hidden. Or it's like when you want to edit a .env file, like you want to find it on the file tree, usually it is hidden by default. So this allows me to find it easily. So it's going to say here toggle hidden.
So maybe if someone is following, I know that those who would like to follow maybe step by step, but then that those maybe who would like a shortcut. What we'll do is, if you don't mind, after we are done, could you zip this or put it somewhere on GitHub, and then I can give them the link.
Yeah, sure.
Your Nvim directory to GitHub. Yeah, to
you,
GitHub.
You have a Blackboard repo?
Yeah, I do.
I can send it to you, and then you can push.
Okay, good.
Right. So if I quit and open, it will install the NeoTree, and then after that, it will hopefully. Now, if I can do NeoTree reveal. Yeah, so now I have my file tree. Lua, Fig, basic Lua. Now I have everything here that I can easily see. But one thing, you see now, every time I want to show the file tree, I have to type like Neovim, like NeoTree. I had to do this to see to actually see the file tree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a shortcut that makes this really easy, and that is going to be in the basic config. So what I want to do essentially is in a normal mode, I want to map. Maybe the best place to put this config is actually in NeoTree, where I want to map I want to make it really easy for me to open and close the file tree. So if I do that, what I can do here, I will first have to require my trusty util. This is where you have helper function, they help you a lot. And then I can do normal mode map. And then I say leader S. If I do this, then what I want you to do is open toggle the NeoTree.
So remind me, the leader this time, the leader is the space, right?
Leader is comma. I use comma as my leader.
Or you can always change if
you can use any key you want.
Okay.
But this yeah. So now if I close everything, quit.
And remind me again, CR was to mean what?
CR is enter essentially.
Oh, carriage return there. Okay, CR left. Okay.
Carriage return. So now if I press leader S, wait, what happened there? That should have opened my file. It's not doing that. So let me see why it's not doing that. Leader S should have been configured to open new tree, but it's not doing that.
And then any reason why the numbers have disappeared, or did you remove that set?
I removed it. I removed the
In
settings.
basic. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm wondering why my leader is switches to insert mode. Why is it not mapped through? Oh yeah, I think it's because this should be new tree. So if I do leader this time, what? I wonder why that's the case. I have that working correctly. Could it be because does leader right work? Yeah, leader right work. So my leader key is working as expected, but why is S not working? Why is S? Does this work? New tree, juggle. So that works. If I do again, new tree, juggle, close it. Leader S was supposed to open and close that file, and I'm not getting any errors. So these are the worst bugs. There is no
And then remind me, what was the order of requiring between the plugin? You did the
they need a law.
and you need
I think I just required.
Legends coming after. Okay.
I think that's what I was in my
okay.
config, so that should be an issue.
The other leader stuff that you put on basic, which ones were those?
Edit.
You put some
config, config basic. So I did leader. That was leader right, which is working. So I don't think it's a problem with my right key. I wonder if that could be. Okay, I have no idea where that's happening. Is this file getting loaded? Tree. Plugins, Neovim. So it was installed, so that means it's working fine. I'm requiring it correctly. So why is okay? Let me try something. Let me move this config to basic and see if it's where I'm putting it. That's why. So that's like, remember the control keys. I mean the shortcuts that we did for moving between panels. Now it's really easy for me to switch between like what the file I'm editing and the file tree or file browser. So
yeah, it's going to have to be.
I wonder if it is where I'm adding the where I'm adding. Yeah, I wonder why it was not working, but now it is working. Leader is.
Oh, so there's something that happens in that lazy star.
In the plugin, in the Neo3.lower plugin.
Okay.
Looks like I don't know that was happening. Will it be an error that is silently failing?
Or maybe also.
Or all the other configs seem to be picked up.
And normally, Nvim should drop its log somewhere, right?
Well, normally things will just show up in the hapo chini or down there. Sorry, we are international. Yeah, down there. So, I think for now I'm happy with that. So essentially,
looks good.
Yeah, that's what we have up to this point. So I think I can stop presenting and stop sharing.
All right. No, this was awesome. So I know it went from zero to hero very fast, but but it was good. I like that someone else will have just said, okay, this is the configs, just pick those and then everything is worked. Like I think first time I did the Nvim setup was like I got that lazy Vim actually, and then I got some of those configs. I was just copy pasting them without even understanding what they're doing. So I really thank you for taking the time to explain. Like at least I've come out of this knowing a little bit of Lua. I don't know even how to write the hello world Lua, but at least I know a bit of the Lua thing. What a function in Lua, at least I can see
You
that.
can now update your CV. Lua.
I'll go add it.
I can just explain, like my philosophy is always like to understand the spirit of the tools that I'm using. So that is usually like I don't prefer the ready-made solutions. I really like try to configure the thing myself to actually understand its spirit.
And I see a few more. Rogers asks, have you mapped the mode it should operate in?
Yeah, I was using nmap. I was using the nmap helper function. So I don't understand. But maybe let's
Yeah,
start.
yeah. Atate says, thank you so much. Very detailed and informative session. Yes.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really appreciate you. So what we'll do is like if you can go replay, like myself, I'll replay some bits, especially when you're explaining that parts of the initial util.lua. I think I'll go like revisit that. But if you like a quick shortcut, we're going to share these configs on the repo. So I wanted to quickly create the repo, but just trust me that the repo will be here. So just check it by tomorrow. HTTPS. Let me just get the Blackboard dev
I think
slash.
there is also a session where you configure Tmux. Tmux is really amazing, especially configured with Lua. I mean, with Vim, used together with Vim. It's really amazing. So maybe we can have a session to talk about Tmux as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I think I'm finding this to be awesome. So maybe so I think it is by the time you come next week, you should have set up at least exactly the way Japheth Raspberry Pi is. So at least have everything up to now. So we're going to share. So that would be going to be the repo. Right now it's a 404, but just check it tomorrow by midday. It should be live workshops, and then you can get the Vim workshop right there and that config file.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any question, you can.
Yeah, before we close,
yeah, if you have my number, for those who you can ask me. If you don't, I don't know, Nanda, what can we do?
What's your email? Email us so people can maybe do.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to give that out.
Yeah, but they can send to this, and then I'll be able to. Even also on YouTube, just put a comment, but you can also send to ask at board.black. Then I will forward it to Japheth.
Yeah. Or you have a community, like a Gmail community, I guess, then if you folks can.
Yeah, actually, we were trying. Oh, yeah, I'm not yet. It's not really like up to date. We had some people sign up on the newsletter, but it's not up to date. So maybe I should revamp that. Actually, that's a good idea. I should revamp that.
And also, I'm going to be. No, next week. Next week is Thursday. Is on
31st.
Okay. I'll be in Nairobi the week after that, so maybe we can have that session in person.
Or we can do it in person, and that would be nice. Yeah.
I know they include free supper, so.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, thanks so much once more time, Zeh. Let me let you catch some sleep. I know you wanted us to do this up to like 3 a.m., but let's stop now for now. But we'll pick it up next week.
All right, fantastic. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to come here.
All right.
I'm happy. I was really happy. Yeah.
All right. Asante sana. Have a
No,
good evening.
now I'm a local mwananchi. I'm saying, I just don't stay in Nairobi.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
All right, bye. Cheers. Have a good night.
All right. Bye. Okay.